things I could tell you guys to do. I could say do sleep tapes every night. I could say wake up in the wish fulfilled and use my wake up in the wish fulfilled meditation. Great. I could say affirm on the hour every hour. Great. I could say stick with the self-concept affirmations more than SP ones. Great. I could say to you, script an imaginal scene, script a text from your SP, have inner conversations. I could tell you to do all of these things. But what are you doing when you're not doing those things? That's the problem. It's been suggested that I do a Loz lesson on a manifestation routine, or what is a good manifestation routine. In this video, I'll teach you why that might not be the best idea or why you might need one, okay? So when you're first starting out, you probably do have a manifestation routine because you're new to this and you don't know what you're doing and you start doing techniques. Now, I recently just did a video on robotic affirming. I know that's a hot topic at the moment. That might be a technique you've heard about. You could just be doing affirming normally, like not like a robot. You could be visualizing. You could be scripting. You could be doing sleep tapes at night. You could be listening to affirmation tapes or meditations during the day. You could be lying down and getting in the state akin to sleep and imagining the wish fulfilled. There's so many things you could be doing, but I don't really believe in techniques or routines. And the reason why I'm saying it is this. So many of you are so reliant on manifestation routines that you don't realize what you're doing the rest of the time when the routine's stopped. So a manifestation routine could look like this, okay? So when I first started really understanding this, I would do a lot of routine kind of stuff. And I even, when I really wanted to change my self-concept, put alarms in my phone on my calendar and put like affirm for my body, affirm for my relationship, affirm for my the new version of me, affirm for my new reality, affirm I'm God of my reality. I had all these different alarms that went off on my calendar every day, every 15 minutes to affirm for different things. And then in the notes of the, and if you want to do this, guys, go ahead. In the notes of each of the calendar things or each of the alarms, I think it was an alarm, I had the affirmations I was going to think in that 5 minutes when the alarm went off. And I would do them for 5 minutes. What do you think happened with that routine? It didn't last very long because I would switch off the alarm, I'd forget about it, I'd go about my day and do my job, and then I'd skip like 5 of them. And then the next day I'd skip 10 of them, right? The time that it really works for me is when I personally do things like walk around, walking the dog, and rampage out loud. I've got earphones in and people look at me like I'm crazy or I'm talking on the phone. Looks like I'm talking on the phone to Kay or something. I'm not talking on the phone. I'm rampaging. Now, that's what I do, and it's not a routine. It's something it's like I'm saying to myself, my mind is not busy at the moment. I'm no longer working. I'm out and about in nature. I've got nothing else to do but think. I'm not going to listen to music. I'm going to rampage, or I'm going to affirm in my head, right? That's the time when I, in a routine kind of way, might do it. However, say I did do that. Say I just, every day when I walk the dog at 5 o'clock, had a routine whereby I rampage for 45 minutes of a walk. Now, rampage would be either saying it out loud with conviction or thinking it with conviction. It's not robotically affirming. It's being like, they love me so much because I am enough and special and worthy, and I'm worthy of a beautiful relationship, and I'm whatever you're talking about. Could be relationship, or I'm so healthy, I'm brimming with health, and I'm this and I'm that. And you're saying things with conviction. That's what a rampage would be. And it's either out loud or in your head. You could listen to a rampage. You've played yourself in your phone. You've kind of done your voice on a voice note and then you listen to it back. But you have to kind of be thinking at the same time as listening. All of those things are great. Setting alarms are great. Having a scripting journal and having scripting time in the morning at night are great. Lying in the wish fulfilled in the state akin to sleep as you wake up or fall asleep in a drowsiness is wonderful. Having a visualization routine where you visualize during the day and go and have a lie down and visualize, or just visualize as you're driving and you're kind of in the state akin to sleep kind of mindlessly while you're at work. Whatever you want to do, guys, do it. However, the problem is with that, what are you doing the rest of the time? This is why I don't really give people manifestation routines. However, let's backtrack and let's go and imagine you're new and you do want a routine. So, a healthy routine that I think you could have is doing something like maybe setting an alarm and doing affirmations, but not robotically. And the reason why I say this is, guys, people don't really quite understand why Neville Goddard said to not, he didn't say robotically affirm, he called it vain affirming. And because it's become this hot topic now, people are doing it, thinking it's working. Now, most people it's working for, they weren't really doing much before with their brain. They weren't really doing much changing of their thinking. So suddenly when they're changing their thinking and thinking new things, of course it's working, because they weren't doing much before, or they weren't really repetitively doing it before. They were doing it once or twice every couple of days, saying some affirmations. They weren't really doing it at any great length for any great amount of time and really repetitiously. The repetition is what sinks in. It's the frequency of the state you're in that creates your state, the amount of time you're in it, right? So the problem with robotic affirming or manifestation routines is, how frequently are you in the new state? Because this is what we're trying to do. All these techniques we're trying to do with manifestation routines is to get us in the new state of ourselves, the new version of us in our new realities, right? We're trying to be the new us who feels worthy and loved and enough, or whatever it is you're trying to think about yourself, to be the new you, having what you want, imagining you have what you want. The problem is, if you do that for a short amount of time on the hour, what are you thinking the rest of the time? So are you frequently being the new you in that hour? Then the next hour, are you frequently being the new you, thinking like the new you the whole hour? Or are you just doing a routine item that you ticked off your list, or your alarm went off and you did it for 5 minutes, but the rest of the time, for say 45 minutes of the hour when you weren't doing your little routine, you've gone back to the old you and your old thinking, and your subconscious mind is still running, and you've gone back to your old thoughts. Because instead of catching your thoughts when you think them and changing them on the spot as you think of them and being aware of them, you're doing the routine. Now, Neville would say that's not a very good idea, Neville Goddard, because he talks about frequency, meaning how frequently, I'm talking about frequencies and vibration, how frequently, how often are you thinking the new thoughts? You have to think them enough to replace the old thoughts. And that's why robotic affirming seems to work for some people, because they've done it a lot. But they can't possibly do it all day, every hour, for the whole hour, can they? That's impossible. So obviously anyone doing that's going to make themselves ill, probably mentally ill, and give themselves a migraine as well. But think about what I just meant about frequency. So say you did a manifestation routine for 5 minutes. What are you doing for the 55 minutes of the rest of the hour? I would rather you notice what you're thinking during the day and go, why didn't I just think that he's not messaging me because he doesn't want to talk to me? Gee, I shouldn't have thought that. I'm going to think instead, of course he wants to talk to me because I am special and wanted and there's no girl like me and. Then you go about your hour again and then you have another thought. Yeah, but if he really loved me, he would have messaged me by now. He obviously doesn't love me. Hang on, Loz, why are you thinking that? You're the only thinker. Why are you thinking they want to talk to you? Why don't you just assume they're busy? Why don't you just assume it's the middle of the workday and of course they're not going to text you or call you right now because they're busy? Okay, so I've revised that thought I just had. I've put in a new thought. No, they're busy, right? Then I have another thought during the day. Yeah, but maybe you should call him and text him because maybe he doesn't want to talk to you. Okay, Loz, wait. Why are you saying that you have to call and text them? Why are you having the assumption that it's because they don't want to talk to you? Why don't you have the assumption, of course they want to talk to me. It's the middle of the workday. They're busy right now. They've just come back from their trip or they've had a really busy work week last week and they're catching up on work and they're busy right now. And that's why they're not talking to you. It's nothing to do with you or your self-concept issues or not being wanted or enough or not worthy of love or thinking they don't want to talk to you. It's nothing to do with those things because you are enough. You are worthy. Of course they want to talk to you and any minute now they're going to be texting you. So don't worry about it. Stop freaking out. Stop going back to the old you who thinks they're not loved and wanted and worthy of a relationship. Okay? Rest of the hour. It's been a whole hour and he still hasn't texted. Loz, what did I just tell you? For the last 45 minutes to think. I was telling you to think that you're loved and wanted and not look at the 3D and think because of XYZ thing, because they haven't texted me, they are not wanting me. Why don't you now imagine a beautiful text from them? That would help. Why don't you pick up your phone and look at the phone and imagine the text from them? All right, I'm going to do that because I really can't get my brain around this. Why haven't they texted me? Should I text them thought? I'm going to do something else. I'm going to now be in the wish fulfilled. I'm going to pick up my phone and imagine a text from him. Hi, babe. I'm sorry I haven't spoken to you. I've been so busy. I've been run off my feet. How's things with you? Can't wait to see you. Right? It's fulfilled the thought I already had before where I thought, you know what? They've just been busy. It's fulfilled the 3D action that I want from that person and the thing that I'm craving, which is a text. It's made me feel better. I've said babe, which implies they love me. They've said they miss me and they can't wait to see me. That makes me feel good that I am loved and wanted and I am in a relationship with them like I have been imagining this whole time. And that text implies all those things that I was thinking for that last hour and fixing my mind about. Then I imagine a text back. Oh, babe, it's so lovely to hear from you. I can't wait to see you either. Kiss, kiss or something, right? So I fixed my thinking for that kind of hour that was going awry, that was going off-piste, that was fucking up. Because if I'd just done it for 5 minutes, if I'd just done a scripting prompt, he loves me, oh, hi, babe, so good to hear from you, blah, 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 blah. And I just scripted that, say that text in the journal, or just scripted, he loves me so much, he loves me, either repetitively or I did it robotically, say for 5 minutes. And let the rest of the 55 minutes go to shit. And let my mind wander, and let my mind go off into this hell of its own making where I'm thinking, but why haven't they texted me? If they love me, they would have texted me by now. Maybe I should text them. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe. A whole lot of assumptions. And I don't have a controlled imagination and I'm not controlling what I'm thinking for the rest of the time. It kind of doesn't matter what I did for that 5 minutes. It kind of doesn't matter that I scripted for 5 minutes or robotically affirmed for 5 minutes, because hasn't the frequency of the rest of the hour, what I've been doing frequently for the rest of the hour, mattered more? Hasn't the 55 minutes mattered more than the 5 minutes? That's what a lot of you don't get. And that's why that last video I put on YouTube about robotically affirming, a lot of people won't like, because they're relying on the technique. And a lot of you rely on techniques and routines, thinking that the routine and the technique is what's going to do it for you. And I'm not saying don't do techniques. I'm not saying don't imagine a text or don't script or don't lie in the state akin to sleep and imagine a scene. I'm not saying don't affirm. I'm not saying any of those things. But I'm saying to you, it's the power of your awareness that will manifest what you want. Are you aware? Most of you aren't. Most of you, when your relationships go to shit, will say things like in manifestation circles, oh, I let my self-concept go. I should have been doing self-concept affirmations whilst I was in the relationship. Yes, you could have been doing that. But you could have also been catching your shitty thinking you were having about your relationship whilst you were in it. You could have been catching your shitty thoughts you had about yourself and your person whilst you were in the relationship. That's more important than doing a routine of self-concept affirmations. Now, I know I teach you guys self-concept affirmations, but how you use them is the key here. Are you using them when you're aware of a negative thought and then you replace it with that self-concept affirmation? Or are you using it for 5 minutes on the hour, every hour as an alarm and then thinking shit for the rest of the 55 minutes? Are you in the relationship thinking all shitty thoughts about who's that person he followed on Instagram? Why hasn't he messaged me today? Maybe he doesn't love me. When you wake up in the morning and he hasn't cuddled you and kissed you, you think, doesn't he love me anymore? He hasn't kissed me this morning. We didn't have morning sex. What does that mean? Are you doing all of that? And then when he goes, you get your alarm. I am loved. I'm loved. I'm wanted. I'm wanted. But you didn't cancel out all the shit you just thought for the hour that he was lying in bed with you. He doesn't love me. He hasn't kissed me. What does this mean? What does that mean? Who's he following on Instagram? That's going for 55 fucking minutes on the hour, every hour until you're asleep. Now, you could also do sleep tapes and allow new thoughts to sink into your mind whilst you're asleep. That's another good time to let new thoughts sink in. But some of you rely on that. Some of you think you just put sleep tapes on at night. I've got a couple of sleep tapes on my YouTube. People rely on, I can see the same people kind of listen to it every night, the same amount of people. They're so reliant on that. They think that's all they need to do, some of them. I ask you, those of you who listen to my sleep tapes on YouTube, are you kind of aware of the rest of the day's thoughts? Are you allowing the frequency of thought to be also during the day as well, the new thought? Or are you just thinking shit all day and then putting on a sleep tape and hoping it magically works and sinks in overnight? A lot of you do that too. So there's so many things I could tell you guys to do. I could say do sleep tapes every night. I could say wake up in the wish fulfilled and use my wake up in the wish fulfilled meditation. Great. I could say affirm on the hour every hour. Great. I could say stick with the self-concept affirmations more than SP ones. Great. I could say to you, script an imaginal scene, script a text from your SP, have inner conversations. I could tell you to do all of these things. But what are you doing when you're not doing those things? That's the problem. That's when you need to be aware, and most of you aren't. And that's why sometimes the routines don't work for you. Now, if you're very new, do have a routine if you're new to this, okay? If that would help you, please go ahead. I would rather you had a routine. I'm going to totally contradict myself now. I would rather you had a routine than didn't have one. If you're new and you've never done this before and you've never focused on your self-concept, you've never been aware of your thinking, you've been given some self-concept affirmations by a coach that's really akin to your actual self-concept issues, and you really want to change your thinking, go and affirm every day on the hour, every hour, or go and robotically affirm if you really fucking want to and do that stupid shit ad nauseum like a robot that turns into gobbledygook in your mind. Go and do that. Go and live in the wish fulfilled with your SP in your new self-concept. Great. But I also, whilst you do the routine, want you to be aware of the thoughts you're going back to. Aware of what you read in your 3D. He did this, what does that mean? He sent me this text, what does that mean? Maybe he, maybe she. No, maybe. No, what does this mean? What am I thinking about it? I need to think different. That's the routine I'd like you guys to have. An awareness routine, not a manifestation routine. A lot of you treat this like magic, like I'm trying to get something. I'd rather you thought of it like this. I'm trying to be different. You're not trying to get something. I'm trying to manifest something. No, I'm trying to be different and reflect new, different thoughts out. I'm trying to get them to change. I'm trying to change so they then reflect that change in me. That's what we're doing here, guys. That's why I focus on self-concept, because everyone's reflecting you. Everyone's reflecting your story you hold about them. Everyone's reflecting your story you hold about the situation and the circumstance. It's you have to change. So if you are going to do a manifestation routine and you are going to be aware of your thoughts the rest of the time, what thoughts do you need to be aware of? The story of you, the story of them, and the story of the situation. That's what you need to change. All right, guys? So when you do my self-concept course extension, and it will be coming out soon, I will put manifestation routines in there for you because I know so many of you ask for them. And I know so many of you who come to a Kick-Ass You, my self-concept course, are very new and want them. And I will put them in there because I know so many people ask if you really want them, okay? And that'll be in the Kick-Ass You extension. This is a great lesson back to the OG basics. Good, darling, good. Because I know a lot of you need it, and I know a lot of you need the routine and need the techniques, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with techniques or routines. What there is something wrong with is how frequently you're thinking the other shit that you haven't changed. That's what you need to be aware of. Have an awareness routine, guys, okay? I'm finding myself in an anxious state waiting for the new job. How can I ignore the 3D? Well, imagine you're in the job, darling, instead of being anxious, right? And do my anti-anxiety meditation on YouTube. Passing through and thought I'd say, hey, how are you, Loz? Oh, Sarah, Hannah Vlogs, how are you, darling? How can I regulate my emotions and fix abandonment issue beliefs so the affirmations stick better? I don't teach you to regulate your emotions, darling. You regulate your emotions by thinking different thoughts that are causing the emotions. I don't teach that absolute bullshit. But if you want to go and do the Wim Hof or sit in a sauna and affirm all day or so, whatever the fuck these fuckwits are teaching you about regulating your emotions and thinking that manifests for you, go and do it, darling. But all I want you to do is think different thoughts. That is what's causing the anxiety. That's what's causing the depression. It's the thinking that causes it. You don't have an emotion before you have a thought. You don't need to regulate shit, but go ahead. Guys, a lot of you are just relying on this bullshit. Oh, I did a guided meditation. It made me feel better. Yeah, while you did the guided meditation, what happened the rest of the time? Oh, I did the Wim Hof. Yes, that's great. You felt better and you calmed down whilst you did the breath work. But what happened the rest of the time? So many of you aren't conscious of the rest of the time. You aren't aware. That's what I teach. You could do some bullshit for a certain amount of time and some emotional regulation for a certain amount of time. What are you doing the rest of the fucking time? What are you thinking the rest of the time? Are you aware? No, well, you're going to fuck this up. Because some fuckwit told you to do the Wim Hof for 5 minutes on the hour every hour and regulate your emotions, and you really needed to regulate yourself. No, you don't. You need to think new fucking thoughts, you dickhead. Oh, you need to emotionally regulate to manifest. Are you fucking joking? I manifest pretty fucking easily all day long, and I've never emotionally regulated myself. What are you on about? Never once in my whole fucking life have I done the Wim Hof. And I manifest fine, thank you. What do you mean I have to do this? No, I fucking don't. Stop giving me your standard thing that you think. You don't have to do anything. Is manifesting contact while working on your thoughts and self-concept all day okay? Yes, guys, you can manifest contact, but I also want you to manifest the whole bloody relationship. You can manifest contact, you get a text, hey, babe, I'm busy. Is that what you want? Do you want the whole relationship? Hi, Sarah, you've got to persist in the new thinking. If you were the new you, how would you see the situation? Yes, guys. If you were the new you, seeing the world from the new eyeballs of the new you, how would you see the world? Would you be aware of new thinking and aware of a new reality, or would you be still in the old you, seeing from the old eyeballs? That's what a lot of you are doing. And you're doing manifestation techniques and routines, but you're still looking through the old eyeballs at the old reality and expecting it to change. Hang on, guys. I'm scrolling up. Tough love at its best. Oh, thank you, darling. I need this. Good. Hi, Loz. I spent the whole weekend with SP and now he's ignoring my calls and messages. What do I change? Well, you put the fucking phone down and stop being a psycho, constantly messaging and calling him like a needy bitch, Juliana. Why are you doing that? My messages and calls, he's ignoring them. So I sent another one and then I double texted and then I sent another one like a complete fucking lunatic. And then you wonder why he's not messaging you back. He's thinking, get a fucking life, bitch. Don't you have a life? Am I your whole world? Jesus. I'm busy. I'll get back to you. Calm down, Juliana, for a start. And then start thinking, why am I so desperately needing to call him and text him and needing his validation and needing him to answer the phone? The guy's just going to get the fucking ick and just be like, I don't even want to message her back. I liked the girl before, but she's freaking me out now. Go and work on your self-concept and figure out why you're fucking doing that. It's not about them. Love her. She's just the best. Oh, thank you, darling. I do what you told me, and also congratulations on your success story. What's this at Jane? Whose success story? I missed it. I missed it. Hang on, guys. I'm going up because I missed some success stories. We love your tough love, Loz. Oh, good, darling. Hi, Loz. Love your videos. Finally got to watch your live catching from Liverpool. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Loz. Perfectly explained. Awareness, routine, and catching those intrusive thoughts. Yes, guys. I mean, that lesson was all over the place, but you get the gist. Jane, yes, haha. What's this? Where's Jane's success story that I missed? God damn it. No one compares, period. You're the only one for him, and he says that. Yes, guys. Until when will the Neville Goddard course stay in the squad? At the end of the month, it's gone, right? At the end of this month, it's gone. So you better get in now and do it. Then we're having a new thing that we're announcing next week. It's going to be great. SP texted that he's scared of a relationship. No, you think he is, darling. You think he doesn't want you or doesn't love you or is non-committal or is emotionally barren or some fucking bullshit story. They only reflect your thinking, darling. What were you thinking about you and them? Doesn't matter what they said. I love your mug. Oh, thank you, darling. Where is Jane's thingy? Yes, I'm starting to focus more on my self-concept now. Good. What is my self-concept issue if I obsess and think I'm in love with a guy I met once? So many of you do that. Guys, if you're falling in love with them within the first week and telling your friends how great they are, you've got some fucking issues you need to work on. You just met them. You don't know them from Adam, and you're fucking rabbiting on like they're the greatest thing ever. You've probably got a thing called I'm not loved, right? You feel emotionally deprived. And as soon as anyone gives you any feeling of love, any feeling of affection and time and attention, you get so addicted to it. You're like, this feels amazing. He's so amazing. He's not so amazing. He's just giving you feelings that you like feeling. You barely fucking know the dude. You've met him once, and apparently you're madly in love with him. You're in love with the feelings he gave you, darling. And that means you need to give those feelings to yourself and start imagining that people other than him and everyone in your world gives you time, attention, and affection because you're lovable. And you stop thinking you're not. You stop clinging on to the first guy you fucking met that made you feel good. Right? A lot of you do that, guys. You're putting your whole world in this person and nothing freaks a guy out quicker. Or a girl. Someone's done that to me before and it fucking freaked me out. And I was just like, you're giving me the ick and I barely know you. Guys, please have a life. Please don't make someone your whole world. I'm trying to think of the expression. You won't drive away a person quicker than when you make them your whole world. when you fall in love with them straight away. You don't know them to fall in love with them. You're falling in love with the feeling they gave you. Like if you're talking love in the first month or the second month or the third month, are you joking? You barely know them. That's infatuation. Right? Loz, you are a breath of fresh air. Oh, thank you, darling. When you say the rest of the time, do you mean the rest of the meditation or the rest of your life? I mean, if you are doing a routine and only for 5 minutes you change your thoughts, but for the rest of the fucking 55 minutes of the hour, you're thinking shit that time. What do you mean? What do you mean the rest of the time? What are you thinking the rest of the hour? Loz, don't yell at me. I'm in a cycle of ghosting, hot and cold. I'm working on my self-concept, but, well, what are you thinking? How did you get yourself in that cycle? It's nothing to do with them. I believe I need to change my conception of him too. No shit. If you think he's going to ghost you, if you think he doesn't want to talk to you, he won't. Okay, I can do an hour meditation, laugh my ass off. Oh, try that, Victoria. I'm glad you're joking. What's my self-concept issue? If guys are always intimidated by me, it's just a story I'm telling. Oh my God, my dumbass, high up in their career, lawyer and working at Google friends in England used to say that absolute bullshit. And I used to be like, what do you mean? They're intimidated by you. No, you're just a fucking nutcase and they can't get away from you quick enough. It's nothing to do with your career. Guys, assess how you're acting in the 3D and thinking about yourself. They're not intimidated by you. What are you really fucking doing? Are you sitting there bragging about yourself? Are you thinking you're better than them? Are you thinking you're above them because you earn more than them? Assess what you're really fucking thinking, because I don't buy that. All of my friends who used to say bullshit like that, oh, they're intimidated by me because I work at Google or I'm a lawyer and therefore they're not intimidated by you, darling. You go on the dates and you brag about yourself and you're in this fucking endless masculine energy where all you do is talk about yourself and you don't allow the guy to even get a word in, or you don't allow him to do anything for you because you're so uber independent and kind of in this kind of man energy, and they just got the fucking ick from you because you're constantly trying to make everything happen. Now, I don't talk in masculine and feminine in energy terms necessarily. That's real dating speak. But masculine energy is doing energy and feminine energy is just being energy. And if you can't be in being energy and just imagine the person likes you and don't have to do anything and don't have to say anything and don't have to be anything and don't have to be any different, everyone loves that energy. But trying to be different and trying to do and trying to fix and trying to cajole and trying to convince and trying to impress is masculine, as in doing. I need to say something to you about myself to impress you that I'm enough. I need to do something for you to make you like me. All of that is giving people the fucking ick. That's probably what you do, darling. So they're not intimidated by you. They're literally getting the ick by the doing energy you're constantly in. Because you can't just be, because you can't imagine that anyone would like you just being. Is that what you do? I'm making an assumption here. Oh, my light's gone. What if my self-concept's too difficult to sit with? Well, then fuck, give up, darling. A lot of our self-concepts were too difficult. What are you on about? You're special, are you? You had a way more fucked up childhood than anyone else. You're not special, darling. We've all got fucked up stuff. This time last year, I never thought I'd be where I am now, but I love it. Oh, great, darling. What if, hang on, apart from the positive external changes, changing my mindset has made me feel genuinely happy. Oh, good, Ricky, that's great. That's what we want. Being affirming, I'm graceful, I'm soft, gentle, easy to talk to. That's wonderful. Hang on, guys. Loz, I just saw SP's BSF yesterday when I never saw him since 2022. Is this a bridge because he will tell SP? Sure, darling, say it's that. Red is really your colour, Loz. Oh, thank you, darling. Hi, Loz, is it possible to manifest a house without meeting the requirement like credit, etc.? Listen, just decide you meet the requirement like credit. When I went to go get my cars, did not have any credit. I couldn't get any credit. Someone had taken out credit cards in my name and totally fucked my credit rating while I lived in England. And I didn't realise, and when I went to go and apply for a car, they wouldn't give me a car loan. About a month ago, my accountant said, why don't we run a credit check on you to see if you can buy a house? And I said, I won't be able to. My credit's fucked. Then I thought, why am I saying that? So I went home and thought, I love my new house. I love having a new house. I love that I could buy a house so easily. And guess what I got back? Your credit check is all clear. Your credit check's fine. Your credit's fine to buy a house. Even though I knew it was fucked. When was it? 2020, it was fucked because I couldn't buy a car. Gone, magically gone. I sent it to my brother. I was like, look at this. He was like, no way. So just imagine having the house. Be in the end of having the house or the car. Don't worry about the credit check. I didn't worry about the credit check. I went right to the end. Yes, I must manifest an apartment. Well, imagine you have the apartment, darling. I think how stupid it is to sit here and let thoughts go. That's my meditation. What do you mean, darling? I don't know what you're talking about. Let the thoughts go. Well, then you just think the same old thoughts because you haven't replaced them. Thank you. And wow, congrats. That's amazing. What are we talking about? Oh, about the credit check. I forgot about that, but that was a manifestation I had a couple of weeks ago. I completely forgot about it, but it was a really good one. I find out that SP is seeing another lot older woman, how to look on that. Look on that within yourself and think, what thoughts do I have about me that make me think he doesn't want me and he wants someone else? You don't look on it as anything. You look on yourself and think, how did I manifest that? Why is my self-concept fucked? Is my parents always put me down and makes me think other girls are better? Well then, okay, so you're screwed. Because apparently your parents fucked you up. Do you want my sympathy or are you asking me a question? Why don't you decide no one puts you down and revise your childhood and imagine your parents always encouraged you and told you were great? How can I manifest getting Dunedin for my college tuition in New York City this year? Don't really understand that. Guys, whatever college you want to go to, imagine you go there. And if you need your tuition paid, imagine it's paid. I find it, I saw that one. Guys, don't repeat yourself. Have you found anyone that manifested a smaller nose? There are people in my group, guys, who've manifested different colour eyes, smaller noses, height change, other changes of girth and length. Go to my Subconscious Laws Facebook group and look up eyes or appearance change or look it up. Or nose. Is it pedestal thinking SP's friends approaching me showing interest but not SP new people I want? Not pedestal thinking. It's that your self-concept's working on other people, but you must still have a story about your old SP that you haven't changed. So they're reflecting that. You need to see all the other comments I left, lol. What's this, Sarah? Self-concept is everything since watching Laws. Oh, good gelling. This works. It's magical. Good gelling. Hang on. My SP and I are back. Oh, feeling horrible, Loz, relationships bad, SP lost, feeling not chosen, what can I do? Well, you do what this person, Mirana, did, darling. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself and telling me all your fucking problems, why don't you work on that? Why don't you stop saying everything's so bad? It will be horrible. That's your assumption. That's what you're saying. You're manifesting that into your reality right now by even fucking writing it down. What is a self-concept issue? If someone is scared of intimacy not being enough, you talk about yourself or someone else. So if you've got an assumption they're scared of intimacy, that's a story you're holding about them. But if it's you scared of intimacy, it's something you have to fix within yourself, like feeling like you're not enough, your body's not enough, you're not pretty enough, perfect enough, whatever or you're afraid of getting hurt, or you're afraid of it hurting, or you're afraid of getting betrayed, or whatever happened to you as a child, maybe you're abused as well. My SP is giving mixed signals. No, you're sending mixed signal thoughts. What does this mean? It means you've got some fucked up thinking about them and yourself. You've got to change your thoughts and imagine they're not sending you mixed signals and they want you. How to keep with the state of neutrality when intrusive thoughts show up. I'm not teaching you to be neutral. Who the fuck's teaching you? Who's dumb enough to be teaching you neutrality in this community? Is someone doing that? Have you been listening to some fuckwit who's teaching you to be neutral? What do you mean by neutral? You're not thinking anything. Are you really going to be able to think nothing? What are you on about? I'm just going to have neutral thoughts all day. How's that working for you? Guess it's not, because you asked me the question. That's impossible, darling. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Neutrality? You're not Switzerland. What do you mean? This bloody light. What's going on? How do you practice? Are you affirming for 1 hour daily, or what do you do for new thoughts? Oh, my God, please watch this back when it's on YouTube. Please don't affirm for 1 hour daily. What are you going to do the rest of the hours? Jesus. This whole video was about manifestation routine. So I'm going to put this on YouTube tomorrow or Friday morning, and make sure you watch it. Thursday night US time, okay? Make sure you go to Subconscious Laws YouTube and watch it back. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Lois, can you do a sleep tape of being a mother? Your voice is nicer than mine. I will, about being in the state of mum. Getting pregnant? Yeah, I absolutely will. I'll do one of those, actually. Absolutely. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. You can watch this back on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and put the bell on so you know when my videos get posted. If you're here on TikTok, make sure you follow me and put the bell on so you know when I'm live like this and I can answer your manifestation questions. And also there's the Subconscious Laws Squad where Neville Made Easy. My course is happening right now. There's also my website with all my other courses. And you can also join my free Facebook group called Subconscious Laws. Bye, guys.